Hi everybody, my name is Aaron Rosa. I know Chris Todd over here from a trip that I did to Lebanon a few months ago, and he decided that he wanted to do this insane challenge where we try all these different types of hot sauces and make me cry so you guys are engaged in hearing the story about what he's doing there. We're going to take a bite of each of these wings with a different progressively hotter hot sauce. And in between, we're going to talk about some of his work that he's doing in the Syrian refugee camps in Tyre, Lebanon. All right, I'm going to take a dip of the ranch real quick, just because.
All right, no judgment here, brother.
To prepare myself.
I like the name of this one because it's Southern Redneck Hot Sauce, and that strikes very close to home for me. And it's a habanero sauce also.
Okay. Alright. If you want to reuse it, go for it. This one's chunky as well. Oh, it is, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the heat's there. So I thought of when I eat this one, I'm going to make sure it doesn't touch my lips. I'm just going to immediately shoot it to the back of my mouth.
Oh, I didn't even think about that.
So the pain is now in the back of my mouth.
Oh, okay, so
that's a good sauce.
yeah.
If I were like ordering in a restaurant, I think this is the level that I would want to order just for a meal. And there's a pain level beyond that where you're dreading the next bite of chicken that you probably don't want that hot sauce.
I got a feeling I'm going to hate chicken by the end of this. Oh God. Speaking of heat,
Jesus is so happy right now that we're doing this for His glory.
Every bite is a treasure in heaven. Oh God. God. Seriously, God. So speaking of heat, what's it like living in Tyre?
Tyre is a really fun place to live, actually. I described it as a sleepy little beach town, and there are actually three things to do in Tyre. There's the old market, which we call the souk, there's the beach, and there's ruins from the Roman days, a Roman hippodrome that was there. And it's really fun to just walk through and see all of that history. There's so much. And the people are really friendly. It's just a casual town. I guess one of the things that I love most about living in Tyre is, the Bible tells us that Jesus visited Tyre and Sidon with his disciples. And so we know that the old highway from the south, the ancient highway that came up in those days, came into Tyre from the south, and so that actually runs near my house. So I'm able to go out behind my house and see the road where Jesus and his disciples walked when they visited Tyre.
This might be the hardest thing I've ever done for the kingdom.
Caribbean Scotch bonnet.
Oh, I like the Caribbean, and I like Scotch.
Yeah, but this is a Scotch bonnet. So now we're moving to another level. We're moving to a new pepper with another level of pain.
So, Chris and I came to an agreement before this that I don't have to go all the way to the end, which you'll realize that later.
I'm committed.
He is, because he's a missionary, so he's much holier than I am.
No, I'm more desperate.
Man, I am let's just get a status update on my face right now. So, everything's coming from my nose. I'm perpetually wiping from my eyes. My face is very hot, and the top of my head is still tingly. So, we haven't moved up to the top of my head, and I'm starting to feel the heat in my ears.
I'm going to do it, but I'm going to revisit this one here. Alright.
There's a little bit of like a jerk chicken taste to it.
Mm-hmm. I don't know that was much of a step up from the
I don't know.
habanero.
I didn't know if that was like I'm waiting for it, but honestly, I would put that one probably around this level.
Yeah.
But it's a nice break at the halfway point, unexpectedly. Okay.
Very good.
So, what are the things that you look forward to? Like, what are your favorite parts of the day? Those things that you look forward to that actually keep you going in this journey of reaching out to these Syrian refugees?
I guess I love seeing Jesus glorified in things that are done. I love seeing people make that step into a recognition of who He is and seeing their lives changed. And when you see even one life changed because a person has come to know Jesus Christ, then everything you're doing becomes worth it. And I love seeing everything that even happens before that. I mean, the whole process I love seeing. I love seeing kids come to school. The first day of school that we did at the first camp was probably my favorite day of school, because we brought the kids in. We didn't even have a classroom. We didn't have desks. We just had an idea. That's all we had. We had an idea in an empty room. And we brought the kids in and started asking them, like, what do you know? Can you say any of your alphabet? And there were a few of the kids that stood up and could say their letters. They'd learned their letters. Some of the older ones remembered them. And it was so wonderful to see the joy on their face that they were in school. Like, these kids were standing up and they were just beaming that they were able to come to school and say their alphabet. And, you know, that's something that we take so for granted. I mean, we live in a country, thank God, Americans do, where our kids have that opportunity without question. Every kid gets to go to school. To be among people where that's a privilege and a gift that they're so grateful for. And so I get to see that kind of joy over simple things. And I wish that I had that in my life. I wish that I was the person who could go out the door every day and say, Lord, I have a door to go out. Thank you that my house has a door on it.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, thank you that I live in a nice building.
Electricity.
And most of the time.
we start off with doors. I mean,
Yeah.
Not even like electricity or running water. I mean, it's...
Yeah, absolutely.
Speaking of thankful, I was thankful for that break at the 5th. So now we're on a 6th, and this one is called,
This does not bode well for us, brother. It's called Death Stalker Scorpion Hot Sauce. And it has a scorpion pepper in it. That doesn't sound
good at all.
That doesn't sound
Scorpion
pleasant.
in general. I mean...
Like, I wouldn't step on one.
The label on this thing will keep me up at night. Yeah, because you need to make the Grim Reaper seem scarier.
Yeah, really. All right.
If you are following, we might get to the end, I might just like rub yours. That sounds weird. Don't do this at home.
That can be edited out.
All right. So you mentioned that when your whole family moved, there's 6 of you. When they all moved to Tyre, and you mentioned that it's a beautiful place, and obviously there's a lot to get used to. What were some of the biggest things that your family had to get used to going into long-term missions in the Middle East?
So it was really pretty easy for us to move to Tyre, but we lived in Beirut before that, and that was where we had the biggest adjustment to be made. And we were country folks. We lived out in the country in rural Alabama, and so for us, I guess the biggest adjustment was moving to a city like Beirut that is so compact and so busy and so frighteningly urban. You know, it was just a total change of lifestyle for us. And also moving to the Arab world, everything is different. The smells are different, the sounds are different, the food is different. The way people walk on the street is different. There's no familiarity at all when you move into some of these very Muslim neighborhoods. When you've been there a while, it really grows on you. Lebanon is that kind of country that you look at it at first and you think, how do people live so dysfunctionally? But in the middle of that dysfunction, there's kind of a charm and an appeal, some things in their culture that grow on you.